Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie LeDonne, and I am a certified high-level admin, as well as a business and marketing consultant. And I am super excited that you are here joining me on the Ascension page today. And we'll be going over what was asked from my last video, where I share a template of a landing page and how to customize that. In this one, I'm going to show you guys how I built that landing page from scratch. And so we'll be going over a lot of the different structuring features of the web design builder for HighLevel. So let's get on with it. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to give it a like. And if you want to see other content like this, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for this channel. So with that being said, let's get on with it. So you may remember from my last video that this is what the template ended up kind of looking like. And so we're going to go ahead and build out something with this same similar structure. So to start with, we're going to go ahead and set our background color. So background color is, we're going to go ahead and choose this like pinky white color that I have uploaded in my custom colors. You can always add a custom one here. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose my typography. So for my headline font, I think let's choose something scriptier maybe. So we're going to pick something like maybe even just kind of like this one. And then let's do Montserrat for the content. Or for some reason, there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and choose for the headline. Text color is going to be this. Link color is going to be purple. And we're going to go ahead and save those settings. I'm going to go ahead and title this page tutorial. And update the SEO metadata for now. I'm not going to go over SEO currently, so we're going to go ahead and move on here. So we're going to add a section for me. I like to use full width. That's just a preference for me. And we're going to go ahead and add a row for this. We're just going to use one and add an element. So for this page, I'm going to actually build this page out like I'm going to use it for myself. And so I'm just going to put an image, but you can use the navigation menu if you want. So for today, I'm actually just going to put an image in here and I'm going to left align it. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch the image out. So upload from media library and I have my logo in here. We're going to go ahead and make it like 150. Perfect. And yeah, if I wanted to, I could go ahead potentially like change this to a 2-column and add my socials if I wanted to. Right now, this is just gonna be a landing page, so I'm not too worried about it connecting to a home page or anything like that. So right now, I'm just going to remove some of the padding because I like a slimmer heading. And if I wanted to, 0. If I wanted to, I could make this image linked. And so if I go to image actions, I could have open a pop-up or go to a website URL. But right now I'm just going to leave that. If I click on the full section, I could choose for it to stick to the top on scroll. And I believe I could make this background color so I could add a custom one. Right? So I'm going to add color. And I'm going to change it to be like, I'm going to put the hex code in. I'm going to change it to be more transparent So you won't notice it yet, but when I add the next section or two, you should. So we're going to go ahead and save that. Update. And then save. And then it's kind of glitching out. So I'm going to refresh. Okay. So now I can go ahead and add another section and another. I just want one column again. And I'm going to change the background to, I'm going to search Unsplash, and we're going to search something like freedom. And I actually really love this. So we'll use this one here. And I like the full center parallax. It actually kind of like moves as you scroll. So I'm going to leave that. I don't need any shadow. So I'm just going to actually go ahead and add an element, and I'm going to add a headline. Actually, I think this would be, so we'll actually make this the subheadline. So basically, the only headline you want to use is your H1. So for first, we're going to use a subheadline. So we're going to go ahead and add more text, less work, and more freedom. More, or we might even put more automation, less work, and more freedom. And then I might add my headline, and we might put it with certified level admin. Whoops. LeDonne. And we could see the text is a little hard. So what I could either do is add fade to the image, but instead I'm actually just going to, whoops. And I'm actually realizing the image is in the section and not, or sorry, in the row and not the section. So I want the image to actually be in the section background. And then if I click on the row, I can actually add that transparent background color that I had here that I used for the header. So it already has some transparency added to it, but it makes the text a bit easier to read. And I'm actually gonna increase the size here. So we might actually go with like 30, and this might be more like 50. Again, you'd probably have to edit that for mobile. But, and then I'm going to also add some padding here. Boom. And I would like this all to be on one line. So we're going to actually reduce the size. See, so we have 45. Now it all fits. And then I'm going to go ahead and add paragraph. So here's where you're going to, of course, add your body text. And then I want to add a little spacing below this because I'm going to add a button now. So I'll click my button, and I actually want the text on here to be, the content font. And I want the color to be purple. And this is where you can choose where it links to. For now, we're going to say just like a call. And if I wanted to, I believe under advanced, I can transform to uppercase, which I kind of like that. And then I do like adding a border. So I don't want I want a full border, and I'm actually just going to make it the same color as the actual button, because the reason why I'm adding the border is just to add some radius to the edges, around those edges. And here I can choose from the different effects, the glow. On hover, it will rock. I'm not sure why the glow might just be hard to see because it's such a light background. So yeah, it's doing it, but it's very hard to see. Bounce, and that will just always bounce on loop. This elevate is another hover effect, so it'll elevate on hover or a wobble on hover. And I like the elevate or the bounce personally. Bounce is good to have spacing if you use it underneath that text there, as I mentioned. And let's say I wanted some additional photo to show here. what I would do is I could add some additional padding. So I might do like 100, and same if I wanted some to show on the edges here. So I might do 40. So I do really like that. And if I wanted there to be a border, I could go to full border, and I would just choose the same color, right? And then if I don't want the actual border to show, but I want radius, so I'm going to go ahead and, choose like 10 for my border radius. So it's got a slight rounding to it now. Okay. So, yep, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and save. And then I'm going to make a 2-column section for the next section here. So I'm going to move this so guys, I can see what I'm doing and you guys can. So I'm going to add another section full width, but this time the rows, I'm going to add 2 columns. And then I'm going to go ahead and add an image on the right side here. So I'm going to choose one from my media library. We're going to use this woman, and we'll go ahead to advanced. We can do a, my sets again, guys. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and make the image have rounded corners. And then if you wanted, I could have a image shadow here. So if I wanted a little bit of a shadow, makes it stand out, just do like maybe a light shadow or do full shadow. Okay. So now that I have that, I can now add in my headings. So I'm going to add in a sub headline. Here is where you can edit if it shows up as what kind of heading it shows up as. So this is actually an H1, which is exactly what I want it to be. And I'm noticing that it's again showing up on 2 lines. So I'm going to kind of reduce the size here. And then we're going to go ahead and make this size 40. And this is where you would, I like to say, identify with your audience. And then you would have your paragraph body text. So with these, you also would probably want to left align, and then also add some padding for mobile. So I like to add like around 40 to each side because this will be these will be stacked versus 2 columns in the mobile version. So same here, gonna add padding to both sides. And they actually want to increase the body text size too here. So I'm gonna increase that to, let's see, 17. So we increase the body text size, same here. So boom, saved. And now I want to have this same button, let's say. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that, move it down here. I'm going to left align it and then also set the same padding. Well, not padding. Gonna actually undo that. Sorry, guys. So okay, click on it and I'm gonna click general. Gonna add the same, instead of padding, it's gonna be the margin for the button. So I'm gonna make it 40 and 40. Padding will actually expand the color background around the text. So, and then I also want to have some spacing underneath here. So I'm going to add some padding there. I'm going to go ahead and save. And honestly, I'd also like about, we can add it to the top too. But I like about 10, between 10 to 20 between the text and the heading. So boom, that breaks it up some. It's looking good, guys. So then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I did this, what's included box section. So we're going to go ahead and, whoops, hold on one second. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into making our next section. So I'm going to change it to full width. And then for this one, we want first one column. So that's where I am going to put my subheading. And I really like the way this one is formatted. So just going to go ahead and drag that here, but I don't need padding, obviously, because I am actually going to center align this. So you can then put, what's included or something to that effect. And if you wanted to put a little bit of a body text here, you could. And I'm just going to switch this to, actually, I do want it to be, we're going to leave the padding on the body. But so now I have some body text. I don't need quite as much of a gap underneath. We're just going to put like 20. And then I'm going to now add another row inside the same section. So I'm going to add 4 columns. So I'm adding a new layout to the section, basically. So now I'm going to format just these boxes, okay? So how I formatted the boxes so they showed up the way they did. First, you want to add some margin. So having 20 on each side is ideal. 20. So I have those margins set up now. And now I can go ahead and color these boxes. Now let's say I wanted an image background behind this. So I could do, I don't know, we'll do something. Whoops, daisies. So I love daisies. If you don't know that, you probably don't. So now that's my background, but I'm going to, leave that and semi-fade it. And then I'm going to add color to my boxes now. So I could do this, but I'm going to actually add a custom. So we're going to add a custom color, change the hex code, but then, I want to adjust the transparency. So now you can kind of see those flowers underneath and that color is saved. So now I'm just going to go ahead and switch the color to that transparent pink. And now I can also add a shadow to these if I would like, which I do kind of like having a drop shadow. And I want to have rounded corners. So how I would do that is go to advanced and I actually say more a full border. I'm going to change the color to that custom color I made. These they won't be transparent. So you'll see a little bit of a border, but not much because it'll be the same color essentially. And then border radius, I like to set to around 10. So same here. I'm going to go ahead to advanced, full border, choose my color, and then again, switch it to 10. Border, and then 10 here, full border, and then 10. So now these are all set up. And then I can go ahead and add my subheadlines. So I might choose to make these like 20 size 26. And I'm just going to say feature 1. And I could just, obviously duplicate that. Feature 2, feature 3, feature 4, And then I can go ahead and add paragraph, right? And I want it to be that same size 17 font. Actually, I'm going to shrink it. We're going to do size, 15. And I'm going to go ahead and add that to each one. And I would like a little bit more padding around the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase this to 20 all the way around. 20. Yep. Gonna click on the next one. 20, 20, 20, 20. And I also am seeing that these headlines need a little spacing. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 10. Now, let's say these were different offers. You could have individual buttons underneath the text in these boxes. But instead, I'm actually going to add another row with just one column. And I'm going to go back up to my button here, duplicate it again, and move it. Move it all the way down to bottom. And then I'm going to, center that. So now we have a button, and wanted to, I could increase the padding underneath this section to 40. So just so there's room for that button animation. And then I'm going to show you how to do this progress section next here. So we go ahead and do full width, and we'll add 2 columns. We're going to leave this background, and then we're just going to add an image. Instead of I did an image background on the last one. So we're just going to add one image singular here. So I'm going to go upload it from the media library. We're going to use this laptop one. And I'm going to go to advanced and set the image radius to round corners. And then add, obviously, my headline. I'm going to change that to vehicles. And then you'll say, something about the juicy, you'll introduce your juicy benefits. And then you might have, some paragraph text here. We'll say size 15. Definitely want spacing underneath this headline. Okay. And then I might even left a line, and then for the sake of mobile and making sure that these aren't too close to the edge, we're going to go ahead and add some padding. Okay. And then I'm going to close this button, bring it down here, and put it at the bottom. But we're going to first add some progress bars. So that's under the block. So I could choose that. And I'm going to go ahead and add some additional. We're going to do 40. And again, I'm also going to add some margin here for this progress bar. And I'm going to go ahead and space that. And we will now customize it. So I'm going to give it a dark purple color. I'm going to actually go to the theme. There's these neat animated ones. So let's see. I do like this because it uses my branding. I think that's really nice. And then we're going to use the headline font, go to advanced, and if I want to change what percentage the bar is at, and then I'm also going to give it a full, I want it to be rounded, so I'm going to give it a full border, change it to my background, transparent background color. And then I'm going to give it a border radius of 10. And then if I want to, I can go ahead and duplicate this. And I'm going to put it up and delete some of the padding here under general. We're going to make it more like 20 here. And also I could change this to medium. I think that's a maybe bit better size. Boom. You could add a shadow if you wanted. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this a few times. And then how I just change the text, you could make these all different lengths if you want. And also for the background color, it is oh yeah, offset color. I like the transparent white better. So, because it makes your background shine through a little bit. But you can do whatever you like. And then, oops. I go ahead here, go to general, and then where it says like percent here, I'm just going to say like juicy benefit 1, juicy benefit 2, juicy benefit 4. So now these are all set up. I'm going to save. And then the next section we have is an about section. So I'm going to go ahead and add a section in full width. Going to add 2 columns. And this time I like to do a zigzag when it comes to images. So if I did an image here, the next image is going to be here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a regular image. And we'll put a picture of me. And we're going to go to advanced, add the image radius of round corners. And a subhead line at 40. And we're going to do that. Make sure we have 40 padding. And then we'll do like about Stephanie LeDonne, for example. And I would add my paragraphs. Go ahead and change the heading again. And I'm going to change this to size 17 and have it be left aligned. Give this a little spacing underneath as I've been. I might not have a call to action here, or I realize this one I would want to line it to the left. I could go ahead and add this call to action here and make sure I have some spacing underneath. And then we have our testimonial section. So you could lay it out in the 3 columns like we have here, but you can also customize your review widget, which I'll do in another video. But basically you could add a full width section, add 1 column, and then go ahead to your reviews and just add your Google reviews right in here. And as I said, you can customize this under your reputation section in your HighLevel account. And then after that, I just go ahead and add a final call to action, which is a full width section. Then I usually just do 1 column. So I'm going to go ahead and find a nice background image. So I might just we would do bean or pink. We'll do like a very pink feel to my brand. So I really like this one. So we'll make that the final image. And then we'll add a headline, size 40. You can say, obviously, right, final call to action. And then I might add another button, right? So go ahead that here, but I'm going to obviously center align it and add spacing here. And I definitely want to add some padding to make this section a little bit bigger. So again, I'm gonna, go here, add some additional padding, and I'm going to save it. And obviously, so we optimized it for desktop. So now we're going to go ahead and check out how things look on mobile. So on mobile, I will maybe want to center align this. So I align that way. I'm also going to reduce the size of this text, maybe like size 20, and this to size, 25, maybe 30. Let's try this. Okay. And then this is going to be more like 14, maybe. So again, I'm just going to, and I want to center align this on mobile. So then I'm going to go to 25. 30, wait to 30. Okay. So we're going to go to 30, 15, center align that, center align this. I might add some additional padding here. So just to the edges, shrink that down. This is looking good. I do want to, I want to add some padding here. More like 20, I think. So that's looking good. And then now I want to obviously add some margin to this. So I want to go ahead and change it to probably 20 here. So example, margin to 20, 20. Same thing for this last one. Boom. Okay. So now that's all set. Might want to again add some additional padding here. You did 40 for that other one. So again, and then you might want to center align this. Again, drop this down to 30. This center align. Make it size 15. This is all looking good. Might center align this guy. Same thing here. Center align 30. 15. Add some padding here. And again, here, I think padding would be nice. And say, now we can preview this. And you have a very professional looking landing page. So yeah, that is how my full video on how to make a landing page and how I made this template from scratch. So if you like this video, like I said, give it a like, a thumbs up, or subscribe and turn the notification bell on. And if you're a spiritual woman entrepreneur looking to get access to the HighLevel software and some coaching, click the free trial link I have below for the Ascension platform. Or if you're just interested in getting GoHighLevel for yourself, I'll leave my affiliate link below as well for you to click on. And if you're interested in getting a snapshot of this template, just let me know. I can do that. I can make some kind of like freebie or something for you guys to get. Just let me know if that's something that interests you. And if you create a landing page, using this video, please leave me a link to see it down below so I can see what you have created. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.